Welcome back to another one, guys. Today, I'm going to be talking about some more crazy drama that's going on in the Pokemon world. It seems to be just layers and layers of drama piled on top of each other, and it's never ending. And I really want to talk about more positive things, but the stuff that's happening right now is just absolutely unbelievable. And this isn't going to be the last thing that's happening in the next couple of weeks because really things have ramped up. And this one's pretty crazy. Today, I'm going to be talking about scalpers. We all know they're out there. We all know they exist. They've been going heavy for a couple of years now. You know, we all know what they do. At the end of the day, it's a free market society. Yeah, they're allowed to do that. Are they making tax dollars? Are they paying tax on this stuff? Most likely, in a lot of cases, they aren't if they're selling on Facebook Marketplace or other places. What can we do about it? I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's a free market society. But on the other hand, they're stopping Timmy and Jimmy and Stu, little kids, from getting their packs. And they're making their parents pay double, triple MSRP so that they can open packs. Because we know these scalpers, they're not part of the community. They're not part of the Pokemon community. They don't like the cards. They don't play the TCG. They don't enjoy the art. They're not even chasing hits or singles or investing even. None of that. They just want to make a quick buck. That's all they're doing. They're trying to steal it from retailers at MSRP and then flip it to make a quick buck. That's all they're doing. And a lot of these people are, lower ends of society. And, it's starting to show. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Because today or yesterday, a man in Florida, great state of Florida, shout out to the great state of Florida, man was arrested for a TCG scam that he was running. And it's just absolutely mind blowing. And I'm going to read you guys this article. I'm going to show you guys what's going on with this because this is just crazy. You guys are not going to believe this. Like, I cannot believe that this is the only isolated thing. I think there's going to be more of this coming. So let's just jump right into this. So Florida man faces 90 years for using taco seasoning scam to steal 10,000 in trading cards. Okay. A Palm Beach man allegedly gamed the self-checkout system at dozens of Target stores across Florida for months, scanning only cheap taco seasoning packets while walking out with armloads of trading cards, which he then resold for nearly $40,000. Now he could face up to 90 years behind bars. This is just crazy. This is just nuts. The Florida Office of Attorney General announced on Thursday that Keith Wallace, 39, was arrested this week on 2 counts of felony organized retail theft, 3 counts of felony dealing in stolen property, and 1 count of felony money laundering, according to a February 26 pre-release from the Office of Attorney General James Othmeyer. If convicted on all charges, Wells faces up to 90 years in the Florida Department of Corrections. This scheme, which authorities say stretched from July 2025 through February 2026, involved 75 separate thefts at Target locations from Orlando to Miami. Okay, it doesn't say here which trading cards. We don't really know. Like, it could be sports cards, it could be Pokemon. I mean, I'm assuming this guy probably didn't discriminate, so I'm sure there's going to be some Pokemon mixed in there. I'm sure there's some sports cards in there as well, but this is crazy. In each instance, Wallace allegedly grabbed multiple large boxes of trading cards along with an equal number of 99-cent taco seasoning packets. He would then head to the self-checkout lane and ring up only the seasoning packets before leaving with the unpaid merchandise. Wallace then turned to eBay to unload the stolen goods, generating roughly $40,000 in revenue from his online sales. Target's total losses exceeded $10,000. Wow. So we get an idea, of markup and that kind of stuff. So Florida has the #1 economy in the nation because of their commitment to law and order. Othmeyer said organized retail theft drives up prices for consumers, and that is not a result we are going to tolerate. This scheme will be met with the maximum punishment allowed under the law. This arrest sends a clear message that organized retail theft, no matter how coordinated or far-reaching, will be aggressively investigated and prosecuted. Bradshaw said those who profit from stealing in our communities, scalpers, will be held accountable. So this is crazy. So this is the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office saying that they're cracking down on retail theft. And in this case, we're talking scalpers. It goes on to talk about other retail theft that doesn't have to do with TCG cards. We don't have to get into that. But this one is a TCG card theft scheme from Target. I mean, how crazy is that, guys? I mean, this is just absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe it. Now, I want to take this a little bit further. So we had this big Sam's Club drop yesterday for Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day again, big flop. Nothing from Pokemon Center. Still waiting. I'm still waiting for the big Pokemon Center drop for all these Pokemon fans. Nothing. They barely even talked about the TCG in their big Pokemon Center Day announcement. Slight mention of a 30th anniversary set that's going to be coming out later this year, but no, not really many details. Nothing about print capacity or what they're doing to help out the market. Nothing. They just ignored it, glossed over it. So what happened yesterday was Sam's Club released another wave of their prismatic 2-pack boxes with the 6-pack booster bundle and the surprise box. So this was an in-person release, and then they had an online release later in the evening. So I went. I did get myself 2 on the first release, and then I went back again because I wanted another 2 because I really do like this product, and I want to open some. I want to keep some. We'll see what happens. I think Prismatic is a great investable set moving forward, so I highly recommend you guys get positions on Prismatic in whatever way, shape, or form that you can. I have a little bit of position here with Prismatic, or there's my 151. I don't have a ton, but I got some. And so they did this release. The lineup was massive. This second wave, so 2 weeks ago, there was a lineup, but it wasn't that bad. This time around, the lineup was twice the size, okay? Twice the size. And I see people coming out of there with, I don't know how, because it's two per person, but I see people coming out of there with 8, 10 boxes. I see people's trunks. They've got 8, 10 boxes. Like, obviously these people aren't opening it. They're not keeping it. These are scalpers, okay? These are scalpers. And how do I know that these are scalpers? Here, I'll show you. I'll show you how I know. Because you go to Facebook Marketplace and you type in Prismatic Evolution Surprise Box. And this is just I'm in like the Sarasota area here in Florida. And you type in the Surprise Box combo. This is what you get. Look at this. They're selling them for $90 to $105 a box. I mean, this was a $39.99 or $38.99 for the combo for the two boxes. And people are selling them for $90, $105 bucks, $180 for 2. Look at this. It's an endless scrolling list. I'm going to get rid of my face so you guys can see. An endless scrolling list of these products, okay? I mean, there's other stuff here too, but like, look at these surprise box combos. These are all from Sam's Club. And this is just in my 45-mile radius. Like, this isn't even like past that or the rest of Florida. Look at this. Look at this guy. This guy's got like 10 of them. This is 2 per customer. How does this guy have 10? Look at this guy's got a stack of them. 3, 6, 9, 10. I mean, those are just the surprise boxes, but maybe he got those out of these. This is absolutely nuts, guys. Look, it's an endless list. And I'm still just on Tampa and this 45-mile radius. I can keep scrolling. Okay? Like, this is nuts. Are people actually paying these prices? Are people actually buying this stuff? I really hope not. You should not be paying $100 for this combo box. I mean, that's the market price, but if you're going to pay it, at least buy it on TCG Player or go to an LGS. Don't buy it from these scalpers. Like, I was for a little while, I was like a little bit tolerant of the scalpers, but now it's getting insane. I think more than 70% of the people that were in that lineup with me at Sam's Club were scalpers. And you got to let that sink in, okay? Because there's definitely fans in that lineup. There's definitely people that are looking for product. There's definitely people that want to hold product, that want to rip product. There's rip and shippers, but they're scalpers. Now, I want to say something else. People say, everyone's holding. No one's opening packs. There's warehouses full of sealed product that investors and people are holding. I think that is nuts. I think that's nonsense. You go online, rip and ships are insane. Any given evening, you can find dozens of channels on YouTube. I'm not even talking about Whatnot and Drip and all these other channels, but just on YouTube, dozens of channels that are just constantly ripping packs. They're just opening packs, hundreds of packs an hour, like hundreds of packs a night. These guys are opening thousands of packs a week. And I'm talking about dozens and dozens of channels. And people are paying these inflated prices for these rip and shippers like Nostalgianomics. And they know, no knock on these guys. They're providing a service. They're providing the product. I think it makes more sense to buy the product from these rip and shippers than it does to buy it from these scalpers. A lot of these rip and shippers are buying their product from scalpers because they can't get it. They're getting it on the secondary market. So, the packs are being ripped. That's my point. My point is the packs are being ripped. They're not being kept. Yeah, I'm not saying there's some people that keep the sealed product 100%. But if you look at how much Pokemon is printing, we don't have the print numbers for 2025 yet. Soon we'll get them, and when we do, I will cover them. But I don't think that was a massively large increase in the number of cards that were printed in 2025 versus 2024. And then you look at the population reports for graded cards and for cards that are on sale. You look at sales numbers and sales volumes for singles. They're about the same as they were the previous year. So, you combine those two things together, it doesn't make sense that they're not ripping as many packs. If they're making the same amount of packs and there's the same amount of pulls coming out of those packs and the same amount of population reports for PSAs, then logic would dictate that they're opening the same amount of packs, if not more. So that's really interesting to keep in mind. And if they're opening the same amount more packs than they are before, and there's less sealed product on the market because Pokemon can't keep up with the printing, then the values of this stuff is going to keep going up. And these scalpers are going to keep making money. Now, one last thing I'm going to say about these scalpers, okay? And I said it kind of earlier, but these scalpers are not interested in the hobby. So they don't care about the set 5 sets ago that you might be into. What they care about is making a quick buck. And how they make a quick buck is with FOMO. Is you not being able to go and buy that Ascended Heroes ETB, which I have not been able to buy. I mean, I got my 2 Pokemon Center ETBs, but I still haven't been able to find a regular ETB. Still looking. They want to capitalize on your FOMO and charge you double or triple MSRP. That's their game. So they're not looking at Surging Sparks and saying, oh, you know what? I can still pick up a Surging Sparks booster box for $250, $260, and that's probably going to be a $400 booster box by the end of the year. That's not them. They're not investors. They're not thinking, oh, I better do this now, if I want to make money down the line. I mean, they could make money if they use their brain a little bit, but a lot of people don't have the capital to dump in tens of thousands of dollars and buy cases and then resell them. And then it's not as liquid. Not as many people are looking for Surging Sparks booster box cases on Facebook Marketplace. And most of these scalpers, let me tell you a secret, these are not legitimate businesses. They're not paying tax on their profits, okay? They're not. Yeah, sure, you don't have to pay the tax on the product because if you buy it on TCG Player or from an LGS, you got to pay sales tax. But they're not paying tax either. So what happens to these people when they get greedy? What happens when they're making a bunch of money for 2 years? They get greedier and greedier, and then they start doing shadier and shadier things. Then you get dudes like this guy, Mr. Wallace, who gets arrested and is facing 90 years in jail because he decided to scan taco seasoning and walk out with trading cards. So I guess the moral of this story is, guys, where the scalpers are going is maybe we need to go in a different direction. So the scalpers are on Ascended Heroes right now. They're on the Sam's Club drop. Forget about that right now. Go to something else. Perfect Order. They're not on Perfect Order yet. The scalpers are not on Perfect Order yet. When Perfect Order gets released and the booster boxes start to become available and the ETBs become available and they're going to drop at MSRP, they're going to buy them all up like crazy and you're not going to be able to get one. You're not going to be able to get one because they don't know that it's not a good set. They don't know what a Zygarde is. They don't know that it doesn't have as many cards in the set or as many popular Pokemon. They don't know any of that. They just see another Pokemon set hit the market at MSRP. They're going to buy it all up and they're going to put it on Facebook Marketplace. And maybe less people are going to buy it on Facebook Marketplace. They're going to mark it up just the same and start trickling the price down because they're going to need the capital. So they're going to start dropping the price and then the market price will start to come down a little bit. But if you can get a booster box now for $200, believe you me, those scalpers are not going to sell you that booster box for $200 in 2 months when that set comes out. If you want to get product, this is the time. You buy it on TCG Player, you buy it at LGS, you pre-order it, and $195, $200, get a case, you get to rip some packs. Because in 2 months, or I guess now it's a month and a bit before that set drops, when that set drops, it's going to be $250 a booster box. Everyone's going to try and get it, even though they're going to say, oh, it's not my favorite set, but they're still going to want to buy it because it's going to be the newest set. It's going to be the latest set, and there's going to be FOMO, and you're not going to be able to find it except to get it from the scalpers at $250 a booster box, or $100 in ETB, or whatever, maybe $90 or $80 in ETB, or maybe $230 or $220 a booster box, but it's still going to be more than what you can get it for now. So that's my message. Think ahead. Think not like a scalper. think like a Pokemon fan, and you will beat the scalpers. So thanks for watching this one. And please give me a like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. More content like this coming for you guys. I got another great video planned for the next one. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about where you can find quantity. If you want to open lots of packs and you don't want to buy it from scalpers and you want to have a variety of different products, I'm going to go through a few different options for you. Not LGSs, which I have nothing against, but some other options as well. So stay tuned for that. Please give me a like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.